Hi, I'm Darlene, and welcome to Super at 60. Welcome to my home and welcome to my kitchen. Today is another YouTube Women of Faith collaboration. I am so excited for this one. I will list the channels right up above here so you'll know exactly who's participating, and the links to their channels I will list below, just like always. The videos right there below will be the ones that will go directly into today's collaboration. So you don't have to go fiddling through any files or pushing any other buttons. Just that one takes you right in. Couldn't be any easier. Today is very special because today we, as women of faith here on the YouTube world, we are coming together to kind of honor, if you will, another YouTuber, another woman of faith YouTuber. And her name is Heather, and Heather is from the Needy Homesteader. I know many of you already know Heather, but if there are some of you out there, and I know I have a lot of new subscribers, if you have not heard of that channel, please go and check. Heather's channel will also be listed below for you, so you can go and give her a peek. She's as sweet as could be. Heather's gone through a tragic situation in her life, her family's life, this past year and a half now, I guess, almost, for Heather. And we thought that we would just come together and just give her all a big YouTube hug and let her know that we're all here for her. Heather is a woman of faith, a very strong woman of faith, and she is has wanted to participate in our collaborations before, and because of health issues at the moment, and you can go over there and hear all of her story in her own words. And she's just not able right now to participate. So we are going to honor her by doing all her recipes. Yes, each of the channels today has selected 1, 2, or 3 of some of Heather's recipes. And surprise, Heather. This is a big surprise for Heather. I told her there'd be a surprise for her today. So this is the surprise for Heather. And today I'm going to make, and I've made this many times before. This is just not the first time that I have made this bread of Heather's, and it is absolutely, I can attest to the fact that it is absolutely delicious. It is her Michigan maple oatmeal bread. It is so good. It's almost like a sweet bread, but it's dense, it's hearty, it's delicious. It will smell up your house. Oh my goodness, if you're ever thinking of putting the for sale sign out, bake this bread. All right, inside the bowl of my mixer, I have 1 cup of oats. These are the old-fashioned oats right here that I'm using, but you can use any kind that you happen to have or that you like. And to this, I'm going to add 2.5 cups of boiling water because we really want to soften up those oats. Now, whenever I pour this in, I always make a big splash, so I'm going to be kind of careful here because it is very hot. All right, oh, I did good. Very good, not even a drop, or maybe a drop right there. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and stir that up just a little bit. So that's really basically step 1, okay? Softening the oats with some boiling water. We can all do this. We can, I know it. All right, and now we're gonna make some, it's kind of maple sugar is really what it is. Right in this little bowl here is a 1/2 cup of sugar, just white, ordinary granulated white sugar. I know mine is brown. You've heard me call this before, turbinado sugar, but it is granulated white sugar basically. And I'm going to add 4 tablespoons, right? 4 tablespoons of a really good 100% maple. Now, I don't have Michigan maple. I wish I did. Boy, do I. But we're going to use this in place. And like I said, I have made this bread before many times, and it is so good. It is so good. So I don't think it matters what kind of maple you use. If you tap your own trees, go for it. If you do, let me know because I'll buy some from you. I've got a big, huge sugar maple in our front yard, and several other maples on the property. but that's a sugar maple, but it's not in the greatest of shape right now. We've had to have some branches cut off it, and they said it probably wouldn't do very well. So, okay, in goes the maple sugar. You can just imagine, excuse my voice today. I don't know why it's so scratchy, but you can imagine how this is gonna taste, and the smell right now is so incredible. All right, so we'll go ahead and get that all in there and just give it a little mix. It's still very, very hot. And notice we have not introduced the yeast yet. We can't until this temperature comes down just a little bit, and it will. All right, and I'm gonna put in 1 tablespoon of honey, and I'm just gonna kind of eye it. Again, like really good quality honey. Yep, excellent. All right, and then let's see, 4 tablespoons of softened butter, and that'll almost just melt away to nothing in there because that water is so good and hot. And just give all that just a nice gentle stir. This is all just the prep work, and to me, this is just fun. I mean, I just love doing stuff like that because I know the outcome of this, and it is just so worth doing this. It just is. And right about now, and I don't think this is in Heather's recipe, but I always add it. I have my own homemade vanilla, and I know Heather uses a lot as well. She makes hers. I'm just gonna put about a teaspoon or so of that in there because it's just so good. And this is really kind of a desserty bread, but because of the oats, it does have a bit of a heartiness to it. So it's just good. All right, it's been about 5 minutes and I'm checking on it now. And I put my clean finger in there, and I think it is just about ready now to go ahead and add the rest of our ingredients. Next up is a little bit of cinnamon and 1 tablespoon, okay, 1 tablespoon of salt. You have to have that salt. Remember, we're putting approximately 5 cups or more of flour in here. So yes, we are gonna be making 2 big loaves out of this. So please don't be frightened by that. And you just have to have, it helps with the flavor of your bread. Your bread will be totally lifeless without salt. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put in 1 cup of whole wheat flour. Now, if you don't like whole wheat flour, or you don't have it, or you can't get it right now, just go ahead and use regular AP, or you can use all bread flour. That's fine too. But I like that, and I think Heather's, if I'm correct, I believe Heather's original recipe does call for a cup of whole wheat flour. I like to stick whole wheat flour in to the diet whenever I can introduce, and this is perfect, absolutely a perfect bread. So if you don't like whole wheat flour generally, you'll love it here. All right, let me just check my list really quickly here because I don't want to, that's in there. Okay, we need a tablespoon of yeast, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in now. My salt's in there, so I don't have to worry about it. Tablespoon of yeast, and I'm going to put just a little bit extra in because I'm not sure. I know my yeast is still good, but I keep it in the freezer, and sometimes I'm not sure exactly how old it is. So there we go. Let me go ahead and put my kneading hook in. Yeah, and just give that a little twist here. Just want to make sure y'all can see that. Oh, you can't, can you? I just set a little higher for you. Maybe that's better. Oh, does that smell good? It smells like you're making a great big thing of oatmeal for breakfast. It smells delicious. It really, really does. All right, that's perfect. Now we're gonna go ahead and put in the rest of our flour. And I'm gonna put in about, 4 cups. Let me kick that right. Get out of here. I want you in the back. Sometimes it's hard. There we go, perfect. All right, and level off your flour so you don't have too much. So that's 1, 2, 3, and I think I'll put in just a half right now because I always like to have less flour and add it later if you need it than having had put too much in. Does that make sense? Okay, so there we go. All right, back it goes, and we're gonna let it go round and round till it's just right. And I'm gonna check my list one more time, make sure everything's in. And it looks like it. That is it. We have put everything in there that needs to be in. I am gonna keep my flour out while that goes round and round. I'll bring it back in just a few minutes after this goes around and collects all that flour from the sides. It should make a beautiful, beautiful ball of dough. All right, look at that. It is cleaning up the sides of that bowl. It looks beautiful. It's all come together. It's been about 7 minutes. And I'm gonna turn this off now and bring this down. Oh, it's just beautiful. Look at that. I'm just pressing in it and pressing in it. And I got no stickies on me. And that's good. That's all good. All right, I sprayed my hands with a little cooking spray, and that just helps a little bit. When you're giving it a final knead, besides, I just like to touch it. I really do. There's something really satisfying to the baker when you are putting your bread together. Look at that loaf of bread. It's absolutely gorgeous, or lump of dough is what I should say. It's just a big old lump of dough right now, but it's gonna be bread. It's lovely. It is so smooth and beautiful. And it smells divine, just divine. All right, let's go ahead and spray the inside of my big old thing here. And I'm gonna just plop it right back in, just like that. This is what I do with all my breads. You've seen me do it before. And I will go ahead and cover it with my trusty little shower cap. And I'm gonna put this guy outside on my back porch for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I'll check on it to when it is completely doubled in size. All right, I'm bringing this in from the back porch. I want to peek at it and see. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. That has risen beautifully. Oh, it smells so good. Let me just let you get a really good look, because it is beautiful, just beautiful. All right, right now, oh, it's just the bowl is so nice and warm from being out there. You are very happy, aren't you? All right, we're gonna press it down. We're just gonna lightly press it in. You do not have to give it, you're not in a fist fight here. Just give it a nice press. You can see it just kind of start to collapse. It's beautiful, really, really lovely. All right, and all you need to do is just pull it right out of your bowl. And you don't need that bowl anymore, so you can stick it to the side, stick it in the sink if you need to. I'm running out of, my sink is all loaded up right now. I haven't had 5 seconds to even wash one dish. So, okay, so here we go. I'm just gonna press all the air bubbles out of it. It is so, so beautiful. It's a lovely, lovely loaf. Or I keep calling it a loaf. I'm getting excited about that loaf, but yeah, not quite yet. All right, so all I'm gonna do right now, and this is just a real quick process, I'm just gonna cut it in half the best I can, anyway. Best I can, I'm just eyeballing it. If one is particularly bigger than the other, then I'll pull a piece from the other. But generally, I've got it down pat. I'm pretty good at it, I have to say. All right, my pans are right here. Y'all have seen me use these pans a million times. I get the nicest compliments on these pans, so thank you. I do love them, yeah. And they work so beautifully for me. I just go like this, guys, just scrunch it up. You don't have to be particular about it. Some people are, some aren't. But I do like to make sure everything's pinched tight. Just take the ends, plop it in there so you have a nice, beautiful edge to your bread. Give it a little bit of a shape, just like that. And all we're gonna do at this point is just put it right into whatever bread pan you have. They're all sprayed, ready to go. And I'm gonna do the same with this one. Press it out, just give it a little bit of a roll, pinch it up, punch it in and pinch. It's really this easy, and before you know it, it's back outside rising again. You do not have to take a long time in between to get this process going. Because you want to eat the bread, right? I get it. I truly get it. Just give it a little punch down. Look, doesn't that look to be just about even Steven? Perfect. little bubble right there. I'm gonna pop it because I don't want that to bake up. I would say this one's gonna come out just a hair bigger than this one. We'll see, we'll see. All right, I'm gonna cover them back up now and put them back outside. And then I'll be back in about 35 to 40 minutes, and then I'm gonna pop them in a 350 oven. Okay, here they are, just beautiful. I just brought them in. See, this one's just ever so slightly bigger than this one is. Before I put them in the oven, I wanna finish them off just real quick with a real pretty egg wash. And all that is just a cracked egg. Just give it a good scramble. Now you can leave it just like that if you like. Use it just like this. Just make sure you get it whisked up really, really well. I'm gonna add just a little trickle of water, just a tiny bit, just to loosen it up just a little bit. Okay, that should do. And I'm just gonna dip it in here, just like this, and I'm gonna paint my bread with it because this gives such a beautiful glaze on the top of the bread. When it comes out of the oven. It's so pretty. But in our case, it's gonna serve two purposes. It's gonna give you that beautiful glaze we're looking for, that finished, rustic, bakery style kind of look to the bread. That's what an egg wash does, kind of a shiny, beautiful top. But for us, it's going to serve as a glue as well because we're gonna add some oats, some fresh oats, right to the top of this bread just to finish it off. And you know what? I still have plenty of egg left here. I'm not gonna let it go to waste. I will cook that up either for brownie or for me at some point. All right, so just take some oats and just plop them right down on top of this bread. Guys, look at this. It's like you're creating some artwork. You're not gonna wanna cut into it. You're gonna have a fight with yourself. Half of you is gonna say, oh yeah, you know, that little devil sitting on one side of his shoulder and the angel on the other side. One side is gonna say, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. It's just too beautiful, you can't cut into it. And the other side is gonna be saying, go on, you know you want it. It's so beautiful, go ahead, cut in. All right, two schools of thought on cutting into bread while it's still hot. Generally the rule is do not cut into bread while it's hot, or the steam will just make it all dry and it will never taste the same again. And that's my rule. But there's another rule that says go ahead, but you have to eat the whole loaf. So there, whatever camp are you in, I don't know. All right, these are going in the oven at 350. I'll take them out in about 40 minutes and I'll show you how beautiful these are. We have worked all day. Here we go. Thank you so much for joining me here today, right here in the Super at 60 kitchen. I'm Darlene. It was just such a happy time having you in my kitchen. I loved baking that bread for you. Oh my goodness. You can probably hear all kinds of noises going off in the background. My goodness, the convection fan is going from my oven. The air conditioning fan is blowing away, and dinner is crackling away on top of the stovetop over there. So I feel like I'm just kind of competing with all these different sounds. But anyway, know this. It was a great bread. It was a fabulous bread, and you need to make this bread. I don't care, even if you're a beginner and you've never even made a bread before, give it a try. You'll love this bread. Just follow the steps. They're easy, 1, 2, 3, and you have yourself 2 beautiful loaves of bread. Please look for the collaborators below. Visit all their channels, and if you're coming by here for the first time to Super at 60, I'm Darlene. I hope you'll give me a thumbs up, and I would love to have you subscribe to my channel and be part of our friendship here at Super at 60. We have so much fun. We gals and guys, we have a wonderful time down there in those comments sometimes. Yeah, it can get kind of spirited, fun, you know? So yeah, join us. We would love to have you, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. Bye now, and Lord bless.